Hey everybody, this is Dream, and today we have a nice little 3-game NBA slate for you that starts at 8 o'clock. Before I get started, can you guys smash that like and subscribe button? It really helps the channel out. We did really well yesterday. Hopefully we can continue that today. So we do have a very small injury report today for the Magic. Fultz is out for the Pistons. Stewart is out for the Knicks. Randall, OG, and Robinson are out. That's all injuries that we have at this point. Hopefully that stays the same, and it will be a pretty straightforward slate. However, we do have some guys that I do like. There's not really any great plays on this slate, unfortunately, but of course it's only a 3-game slate. I definitely think Orlando and Minnesota are definitely teams that are who I would probably prioritize on the slate, but Detroit does have some utility as well, as do the Knicks. So we'll go ahead and look at this. First of all, we'll look at Franz Wagner for Orlando. Now, he's a little bit pricey, but he's been playing very well throughout the season, and he's also had 2 really solid games against Detroit. Um, he had a couple off games against Oklahoma City and Cleveland, but those tend to be tougher games, so I do think he'll bounce back here and get closer to 40 fantasy points. He's my favorite play on the slate. Even though he's a little bit overpriced, he's definitely a viable option here. Paulo Banchero is also in play for Orlando, and he's actually kind of underpriced, honestly, with the way he's played lately. However, he does have a low floor, but I'm not really too concerned about that against Detroit, who's one of the weakest defenses in the league. And I expect him to have a big game and shoot a lot of shots as a result. I also like Rudy Gobert today. Now, he's been inconsistent, and this shows that he's probable, but I do think he's going to play today. So if something changes on that, then we'll obviously get that news as the day goes on. But he was really solid against the Nets before, and he should have that 40 fantasy point upside, which he does straddle quite a bit. I do think he's a viable option today, though he is a contrarian play. Looking at Mike Conley from Minnesota as well, he's also been playing pretty well lately, though he does have a low floor and a high ceiling. That high ceiling is what we really like in this matchup, and I don't expect Brooklyn to really have too much to do against him. I think he'll have a solid game and have one of his better games of the season. As for some other plays that have some upside, Porzingis for Boston is an interesting play today, given the Knicks' problems inside with the injuries. Karl Towns has played pretty well throughout the season, but he has a really big ups and downs. But I do like his potential in this game, though it is a tougher matchup. Looking at Duren, he's going to have some utility today because Stewart is out, but that definitely carries some risk in that matchup. Carter Jr. is in play, though he isn't playing enough minutes lately to really pay off, but he definitely has that potential if he can get over 30 minutes. He would definitely be somebody I would consider. And then Josh Hart has played very well with the injuries to different plays, and he's still underpriced. But he does have that very low floor, which he's matched a couple times, and this is a tougher matchup. But overall, this slate is pretty interesting. I'm playing super light today, just to keep in mind. Hopefully, we get some better slates next week. This week has been pretty good, but overall, hopefully next week we have a really solid slate at week. So with that said, guys, thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them below, and have a nice day, guys.